The Naturalist is one of the least popular roles within Red Dead Online, and it was never really a role that fans wanted in the game. When we look at other activities such as the Bounty Hunter role or the Trader, there were people that actually wanted that before it was released, but no one ever wanted to see the Naturalist. Most wanted to play as an outlaw, and instead we got the ability to sedate and sample animals. With that said, there are some players who do enjoy the role and see potential for it having a lot of good content. So today we're going through updates that would improve the Naturalist. Before we do get into the video though, I want to let you know about a project that I've been working on. It's no secret that I've created a lot of gaming channels, and because I've created so many, I know how to get them partnered in about 1 to 2 months without needing to promote them on other social media accounts. And I always get asked, how do I do it? That's why I've created an in-depth class on Skillshare. It goes through the basics of creating a new YouTube channel, but it quickly scales up into doing keyword research, planning videos, recording, editing, creating thumbnails, and eventually getting monetized, where you can actually start running your YouTube channel like a business by outsourcing the work. If you're interested in having your own gaming channel, then there is a link in the description down below, as well as you can find it as the pinned comment, and that will give you a free month of Skillshare where you can use that time to watch through my class, and at the end of it, you will understand everything that you need to know. So link to everything can be found in the description down below. Getting back into the video, we're now approaching the 2-year mark since the Naturalist update was first released, and even though it's never been something that fans wanted to see, it has got a few good gameplay features that can be built upon. So firstly, we need new Poacher Missions, and for them to actually be worth it. When going through the Naturalist right at the beginning, it is essential that you go through these Poacher Missions because it will give you XP and you'll be able to get to rank 20 quicker. But after rank 20, there's no real point to go through this because you no longer need XP, and there is no other benefit from Poacher Missions. It's not like the Moonshine bootlegger missions or the Trader resupply missions that will either lower the cost of Moonshine mash or allow you to generate goods in your camp. There is no other benefit to Poacher Missions other than the 150 XP that you get at the end. Next up, we have new legendary animal missions. This is being part of Harriet when you go over to her, and there's 3 that drop down. The legendary animals is by far the best content that came from the Naturalist, and what was really nice was having these dedicated cinematic missions. You can tell that there's a lot of work within each of them because with each animal, there's 3 to 4 different variations. So having new types of legendary animal cinematic missions from Harriet is well invited by fans. It would also be nice, and this takes us on to update number 3, is having new legendary animals within free roam. When you look at the legendary animal map, you can already see that there are already a lot, but it would be nice to have even more. Different variations of animals that are already within the game. One legendary animal that players would like to see is the bull gator that you see within Red Dead Redemption 2 story. And number 4, we have the introduction of legendary fish. This yet again is very similar to the story and probably could be part of its own very role. So many people have liked the idea of there being a fishing role within the game, as you can already fish. There's loads of mechanics that already support a fishing role and also bring in the legendary fish from story. But for this video, we're talking about being expanded within the Naturalist, as that would be even easier. And number 5, we have the expansion of Gus McMillan. No one likes Harriet, and yet she is the focal point of the role. If you want to do a legendary animal mission, you need to go to Harriet. And it's likely if you have been focusing on Gus by killing these legendary animals to give Gus the pelt so you can create garments as well as get a bit of extra money, it's likely that Harriet is going to drug you. So just open the doors for Gus to have legendary animal missions. It could be the exact same missions as Harriet, just let him also have the ability to gift out missions depending what path you want to go through. If you want to sedate and sample animals, it makes sense for you to go to Harriet. If you want to kill and skin animals, it makes sense for you to go to Gus. At 6, we have extra ranks for the Naturalist. This is a simple one, but it should be done. Given extra ranks to make some of the content that is already within the game worth it again, that gives out XP, plus also hopefully with these extra ranks we can have some rank unlocks which are actually worth it. And number 7, and this follows those ranks that are actually worth it, is a new role horse. The Gypsy Cob is a great horse within the game, especially if you're going to the rank 20, which costs $950. But it has been a very long time since we last had a horse. In fact, it was from the Naturalist update, which was the last time. So if there was an expansion with the Naturalist, it would be nice with those extra 10 ranks that also included an upgraded Gypsy Cob, whether it be with different types of stats or completely different type of code. And number 8, new free roam events. With most free roam events, they're good with the roles, but with the Naturalist, it was just lacking. Number 9, we have new types of dynamic events. This is what you do have within free roam. And with the legendary animals being within free roam, technically they all do count as dynamic events. And in a previous point, we did talk about there being new legendary animals within free roam. So if they do that, this area would be expanded. But it would also be nice if there was other types of variations to those legendary animals within free roam, instead of it being a location which pops up on your minimap when close by to say that there is a legendary animal in that area. There could be loads of different free roam variations depending on whether or not poachers are getting involved or other types of NPC naturalists are trying to sedate animals. At number 10, we have the expansion to Gus's shop to have more legendary animal clothing. On the release of this update, garments were extremely popular. Everyone was wearing them, but no one wears them anymore. New types of garments with legendary animals, plus the ability to craft pants, boots, shirts, jackets, hats, pretty much everything, you name it, for existing legendary animals would definitely be something for players to do. There's so many legendary animals to hunt, and if there was different variations for pants, boots, shirts, all types of clothing, that would be a lot of content without having to do too much work, as the legendary animals are already within the game. This would just be an expansion based on clothing, and it could be variations that was already within the game, but now has a legendary animal twist to it. At number 11, we have Camp and Moonshine customization options with legendary animals, which can also branch out to taxidermy and also future properties. Now, taxidermy was originally part of the game files, and everyone believed it to be a leak of the next update, which would link into the trader enhancement. Now, back in 2020, after this leak was first released, we said that this wasn't going to happen, and here we are in 2022 with it still not being a thing. It seems like the original plan for content was for Gus to link to Mrs. Hobbs, who lives in a taxidermy house just outside Strawberry, but for whatever reason, it never happened. But that doesn't mean it can't be expanded upon within the future. Having different types of legendary animals that you've been able to hunt to take to Gus or potentially Mrs. Hobbs, which would then be transformed into pieces of art that you can use within your Moonshine shack or at your camp, would really go a long way within customization, whilst also giving players something to do. At number 12, we have a new introduction to wagons to hold more legendary animals, or the ability to expand the hunting wagon from the trader to hold more animals inside. The best way to use the hunting wagon is to go through legendary animal missions, kill them, skin them, and use their pelts to store within the hunting wagon, which can be used to fill the trader. Unfortunately, there is a limit to how many pelts you can hold, and it would be nice if this could be expanded by bringing in new types of wagons which are bigger, or for you to expand the current one. And number 13, and this is a very simple one, remove Harriet spraying you, or at least let there be something that you can do for her to forgive you quicker rather than sitting around for 5 minutes. It was funny at first, but now it is just extremely irritating after 2 years of being drugged by Harriet. And number 14, we have change up the vitalism studies, because really, what is the point? They all cost gold to enter apart from one, which is a free introduction. They cost a lot of time as you need to collect Harritum Officinalis, and they've also been broken for about a year and a half, so you can't even enter them. Rockstar really needs to revisit this area to improve them, to give it some type of purpose, and for it to also be fixed. At 15, it would be nice to have stronger sedatives. It's annoying having to shoot a bison 20 times just to get them to pass out. It would definitely make life a lot easier if we could have a stronger sedative that takes just one shot for larger animals. Very similar to this, and this spreads out to number 16, is to also be able to use the ammo for NPCs. It's nice using sedatives on animals at the beginning, but it's rare anyone continues to collect samples after hitting max rank 20. It would be cool if we could use the exact same ammo of sedatives on other types of NPCs. It will give a whole other way to play Red Dead Online, as you can go through missions without killing. And number 17, we have new types of weapons and variants. We all like to hate Harriet, but let's be real, she is on another level. She has spray which knocks you out unconscious, and she has Harritum officinalis which can transform you into different animals. It's not ridiculous to think that she could put together a few recipes which would definitely have a lethal effect and will offer you different types of weapons. At 18, we have new types of daily challenges. This is always a given with any type of new role. The ones that we've been going through have been the same for the last 2 years. They're pretty boring, pretty repetitive, and some of them you really don't need to do too much. And at 19, our final one is to have new types of awards within game. And this shouldn't just be around Harriets for collecting animal samples and then selling them as categories. This should also branch over to Gus. One thing that would be very nice as part of the Naturalist is to also have what it has within the Bounty Hunter. The Bounty Hunter is the only role within the game which has an award which can always be reset. This is where you need to get 10,000 XP within the Bounty Hunter. You can reset it or set you back to the beginning, but you can continuously go through it. Every other award within the game that can be reset caps out at 10. And I don't know why Rockstar hasn't used this award within every other role. Anyway guys, here are a few suggestions for updates that players would like to see within the Naturalist. If you do have any other suggestions which wasn't mentioned within this video, then please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. But anyway guys, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But for now, I'm going to see ya.